Sorry about that. All right, guys, how's everybody doing this wonderful Friday morning? I have some pretty cool stuff to show today. The return of Arch Linux is the very first thing, which I will be showing the desktop. We'll be working a little bit on like, I think it just has like basic KDE, the Arch Titus install, but we're gonna explore more into like BSPWM, bringing in kind of what I did in Debian over into Arch, and just kind of chatting about some other stuff, just catching up with chat. Yeah, so I kind of bounce around. A lot of people always ask me, hey, which is better, Arch or Debian? And it just depends on the person. Like, I think for a lot of like desktop gaming users, by all means, Arch is pretty good for you, as long as you're doing your snapshotting and your backups properly, because Arch is a bit more unstable. Where Debian is a bit older packages, more for your workstation, your tried and true production machines all run Debian, or even a rail-based alternative like Rocky Linux or Alma Linux, all those for more work environments. So that's like the two different things. I always get asked that question, and I use both. It just depends on what I'm trying to achieve or what I'm trying to do, and that's kind of it. So if you're like hardcore into like desktop Linux and you really just want the latest and greatest, Arch is usually where it's at. And then if you want more of a stable desktop experience for like a production machine, typically you'll be on Debian. And those are just kind of like the two qualifiers I always hear. But it's good to see so many people in chat this morning, surprisingly. I'm regretting I stayed up way too late last night, so I'm a little bit disoriented this morning because I was playing League of Legends. I don't know why, but I was playing that last night way too late. Then I was like, oh man, all right, I got to get up. I got a live stream in the morning. Oh man, Sweden's in the house. How's it going, Raffle? I visited Sweden a long time ago, Gothenburg area, for about a month. Beautiful country. Chris's fork of Steam OS 3.0. As soon as they start publishing what they're doing with Steam OS, I will definitely be taking it and seeing what they did. I think they're doing some really cool customizations with Steam, which is great. So it's cold. It's cold here in Texas, actually. Well, I say cold, so I'm a Texan, so our idea of cold is, 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. That's like, oh my goodness, the world is ending. And that's pretty much where we're at right now this morning. But in the afternoon, we'll get up to like 50, 60 Fahrenheit, probably in the teens for Celsius. And yeah, that's enough. And I've actually been getting some exercise doing some skateboarding with my kids, which I have been having a blast with. Been great. Thoughts on Steam Deck? We'll touch Steam Deck and we'll get on the desktop. So I'll touch on that real fast. Steam Deck, I'm really excited about because of it having. I've obviously ordered one, but I think I got in the second shipment, so I don't have like any like YouTuber priority or anything like that. Nobody sends me hardware, and so I'll get it when I get it, but I imagine sometime mid this year, if they keep to their production schedule. And I'd say the Steam Deck, I'm cautiously optimistic. I would say the reality of it is there's still going to be a lot of games outside of the Valve's influence that it will simply just not work on the Steam Deck, or it's not going to be as fluent. I know a lot of other Linux YouTubers have really hyped up the Steam Deck and think it's a game changer for desktop Linux. I really don't. I don't think it's that. I think it's a really cool console, more of a closed ecosystem, because it's going to be done with like almost like an image format, less of, hey, you're not going to be able to just type like Pac-Man SY git, because a lot of the file system is going to be locked. which I'll definitely hack around in it, but probably the first thing I'll do with my Steam Deck, first video I'll probably make is putting Windows on the Steam Deck just to see how that looks and operates. I'm sure it'll be pretty bad, but a lot of people are going to want that video, so I'll probably make that first, and then the second thing would probably be reinstalling SteamOS and then doing like a read-write file system and a more of a rolling typical Arch install with the Steam Deck, and adding like Epic Launcher or Heroic Launchers, the open source portion of it. So I'll be expanding on the Steam Deck when I come out, but I do anticipate a lot of problems. I do anticipate a lot of games not working on the Steam Deck properly. So don't anticipate everything just being hunky-dory out of the gate. I want to temper expectations there where so many people have hyped it up, and that's just not how it's going to go. I've seen so many product launches over the past couple decades that I can tell you, I hope it goes better than their Steam machines did. If anybody remembers that from like 6 years ago, that was awful launch. And I think we'll do better than that this time, obviously. I think Linux is a lot further along, but I still don't anticipate a great launch. And I do think it's going to be more of a niche market than people make it out to be. But at the end of the day, I'm really excited about it. I know that's like, you kind of just crapped on it, but no, I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be really good. So yeah, thank you for the question. Oh man. And, oh yeah, I got a video coming out tomorrow too, going over hacking in Linux. There's a huge exploit out right for Linux where you can do local privilege escalation. I don't really do hacking too much on this channel, but, as a sysadmin, I still, subscribe to like, hey, what's the latest CVEs and exploits that come out. And there was a really massive one for Linux that happened this year, this week. I think it was earlier this week. And I did a video on that. That'll be out tomorrow morning, which will be good. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. PwnKit. Yep, that's it. So, and it's really simple to do. Like anybody could do it. I made like, I think the video itself was only 6 minutes long, I think 6 or 7 minutes right in there. That's how quick the exploit was. And it works pretty good for unpatched systems. All right. This is kind of what we have going on with Arch Linux here. I've already installed Arch, and if we look, what do we have? This is kind of the base install of Arch Titus, which I've done, and I still need to do another commit. I think the UEFI install portion of Arch Titus is currently putting the wrong UUID in fstab, which is basically what, that's where the actual hard drive says, hey, mount this hard drive to here. Well, that's being done incorrectly when UEFI happens, so that's a bug I need to work out. We could probably look at that live on stream as well. I have a couple thoughts on that. We could probably do generate fstab with all kinds of different things, so we'll look at that as well. And then probably grab BSPWM and my Debian config, and we're gonna grab and probably make a new Git project today with Arch in mind, with my configurations on BSPWM, which if we look at that, I think I have, let's grab Git desktop. And I think I need to clone that repo. I don't really have any of my repos in here. And we'll grab Debian Titus. I know it just has my config files that I care about. Some people are like, well, you're on Arch, why are you grabbing Debian? The only thing, I think too many people get lost in distributions, and something I try and teach. I used to always say distribution doesn't matter, but people always got, people are so tribal in the Linux community about their distro. But frankly, it doesn't matter. All it is like packages. Like there's Pacman here, there's apt in Debian, there's Zipper in OpenSUSE, you have emerge for your what is that, Gentoo, which I've used, and then you got Yum and DNF for your Fedora systems. Those are just packages to install stuff. At the end of the day, Linux is structured almost identical between all these. It's just they do different things. Heck, swapd, which is a package manager for Clear Linux, That one uses a lot of system D integrations, which is an interesting thing. We can learn a lot from that one. But if we just do like a listing of root, every single Linux is structured the same way. And when you look in home, like let's just do a ls home Titus, almost all of these are structured the exact same way as well. So when you go to like home config, these config files can be used between Arch and Debian. There's really not much difference. A lot of config files pull over just fine. Some of the integration with like desktop management can change because of the version differences, but for the most part, most of these configs are just perfect. So good to know. For anybody out there learning Linux for the first time, just know that the distribution, you can take your configurations from, let's say, going from Debian to Arch, which we're going to do right now. I just kind of want to preface this with, hey, this is kind of what we're looking for. Hey, good morning, Michael. Hey, can I add a UDEV rule to get charging notifications? Please guide me. Mr. Robot, I think you can. I don't know if I do it through a UDEV rule. I think you could use, I'm trying to think of the package. I want to say it was OO. There's a lot of really cool notification packages in Linux. And I want to say EWW. I think that was it, which, let's see. Is OO a package? I can't remember. Yeah, I think there was OO, and there's some other notifications too for charging notification, and you can customize how those notifications look. You could actually recreate like a Mac notification center if you wanted in Linux, or just make your own, which is pretty cool. Yay versus Paru. Paru is written in Rust. Yay is written in Go. So we could actually do Paru. And I usually, if I'm doing Paru and you're grabbing it from the AUR, grab the bin. That would probably be wise. So you're not having to recompile it the whole time. We can switch this to Paru. I don't really care. And I probably would do an alias here. Ooh, you know what? We're going to just switch this out. LS, oops. I would probably do, I think, a LH. And then let's do an alias. Paru. I'm still going to say yay. And then let's source bash RC. Look, does that fix my human readable? Ooh, you know what? I think that alias is wrong. 1 second. I think for the H, I think that needs to be caps. And let's see. Ah, man. No, that's still not doing it. L human or not. Oh, it is lowercase. Okay. I was right the first time. I was just looking for human readable on my listings. I really like human readable listings. So we're just going to switch that out. All right. And then we're just going to resource that. All right. Moving on. Now we're going to just grab BSPWM and we're going to start creating our own little deal here and grab our Debian project and fix that up. So I think if I look at my GitHub, Debian, all right. I think in the dot files, we have some things to pull over. I think we'll just grab, we'll just do a copy and we'll move this over. Hey, Sparky's in the house. Let's see if there's anything else in chat. Sometimes I miss out on chat, but I have a huge monitor that can grab about 50 lines of stuff. Somebody asked about the silicon shortage. It'll eventually get fixed. It's just a matter of time, but it's gonna really suck between now and then. Sad face, right? But let's go R. All right. We'll grab those customizations. We're just grabbing Rofi, Polybar. We'll just make sure we have these installed. So we've got BSPWM, SXHKD, Kitty's already, we're using Kitty, so I know that's installed. Polybar and Rofi. Those should get us everything we need. And for Polybar, we'll just do the default. Can't believe Polybar is in the AUR and not in Pac-Man. Seems a bit off. Let's see. I'm curious on this. There should be a Polybar in the official. There is no official repository with Polybar in Pac-Man. Huh. Okay. Good enough. Let's just continue then. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh yeah, this is what I don't like about Paru is the review. Yeah, they want you to review every time you go to download, which is actually what you should do, but I'm lazy and I don't want to do that every time. So, you know, guilty as charged. I break stuff every day, Sparky. That's just what I do. How would you deploy aliases in multiple Linux machines and keep them up to date with each other? Sam, if I was actually the user on each one of the machines, I probably would just do it through a Git project and then do a symlink to that alias file. So we can actually do that right now. I think I was creating an alias project, but let's create a new one. I think because I actually want to do exactly that, Sam. That's a great question, by the way, because I'm always blowing up my instance of all my Linux stuff, and I do lose quite a bit of stuff on this, which if I look, we're gonna actually come back into here, and I actually want to change this. I just wanted to grab the dependencies. We're not gonna grab anything else from that Debian project. But this does bring up a really good point on this. We'll go through the GUI actually for this one. I really love GitHub Desktop. Although I gotta say, I gotta fix my preferences here. Oh well. A little bit on the bright side, isn't it? Light theme for the fail. Let's grab ZSH. I have that. And then we're going to create a new repository. I wish there was an AD equivalent for Linux that manages profile for stuff like alias. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could do playbooks through... gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I shouldn't have stayed up so late. Come on, what am I thinking? Chat's probably already saying it. But no, playbooks for auto deploy stuff. I've done it so many times I can't remember. Oh, that's embarrassing. Here's a rel Ansible. Yeah, there we go. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat. I was like, oh, I know this one. All right, we're gonna call this one Bash, and we're just gonna make that in there. Initialize with a README license. We're just gonna do a new license. A lot of times I use MIT just because if someone wants to take my stuff and do whatever with it, I don't care. But we'll just do Bash. GNU is fine. We'll do GPL v3 for that. We'll publish that. We'll name this. Wait. No, I forgot to uncheck private. Repository settings. I might need to change that. I don't know if I can do this in GitHub Desktop. Worst case, I could always make it public. Yeah. All right. Let's go on GitHub, and we will fix that repository real fast. That way, if somebody wants to grab this from chat, they can grab my customizations as they see fit. That's private. And where are you? think it was under issues, projects, automatic delete. Yes, change visibility, make public. I was like, I know it's in here. All right, that's done. How are you old? I'm 40. I'm not that old. Windows Server 2022. Chat mentioned free IPA. Have you ever used it? I have not used free IPA. What is it? Give him free beer. Free and open source identity management system. Oh, that's interesting. No, I've never used free IPA. I think there's another one. Linux Active Directory. I want to say it was like Zinthal. That was it. Thanks, Google. Can read my mind. This is another alternative that kind of replaces Windows Server. Interesting. I've never actually used it, but not in a production at least. I've installed it, but I was like, it's cool. I still use a lot of Windows Server, and that's kind of like my mainstay for what I do. I'm the Windows Server guy. So I hate Windows Server, by the way, at least the current iterations of it. I loved Windows Server R2. That was like the best version of Windows Server. But yes, I have like 11 different Windows Server certifications, all dating all the way back to Windows Server 2003. And then I got my MCITP Enterprise Administration in 2008. So that was 14 years ago. So I know a thing or two about Windows Server. Yeah, but anyways, I digress. Moving on. So we have our BSPWM. There's a couple changes that we need to make for our window management before we switch off a KDE here. Let's go into config. Let's make sure we grabbed like Rofi's there, Polybar's there. I think it's Polybar config we need to look at, or maybe BSPWM config too. WM. And I want to say we need to grab some nerd fonts as well and install those in our font folder. We can do like an FC list. What do we have? Let's do an FC list and then grab nerd. There's no nerd fonts? Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Do we even have emoji font? Oh, we don't have any of the fonts. Okay, well, we gotta fix this. I think we can do, let's check nerd fonts. Let's do a yes to grab some of the ones we need. Nerd fetch, what's that? That sounds interesting. Go Emacs. I still need to learn Emacs. I really haven't touched Emacs very much. You know, some people swear by it though. It's like a religion to some folks. Noto, might grab that. Not really looking for how many. Okay, community. Let's start with the community. Symbols. Mono, nerd tree. Yeah, Font Awesome and I actually use both. Bagel. I like Font Awesome's icons like way better, but Nerd Fonts themselves, I like the actual font type a lot better. So I actually use Font Awesome and Nerd Font for that. So we want Meslo power level 10 for sure. And then I usually grab Nerd Font's Fire Code as well. And let's see if there's anything else I'm missing here. I think that's about it. And then probably Awesome Fonts is another one we want to grab. Nerd Fonts Meslo. I think honestly we grab that one. Or anything else in here I want to grab? I don't think so. That should be good. So we'll just grab these two and install that. So we're gonna just do Fire Code and Meslo. All right. grep-i nerd. Okay, since this is good to know, Sparky. Always learn something new. Do you find it useful to use GitHub Desktop over Git built into VS Code? I like to review the code a little bit more, Bradley, when I do my commits. Using GitHub Desktop, it's going to be a little bit slower, but I like to label the commits, and I like how you can put descriptions on each commit. So if I ever need to roll something back, I can like look at it as long as I take the time to do it. But if you're just like quick and dirty and you want to get it done as quickly as possible, you probably want to just stick with the Git built into VS Code. That's a good question though. Linux or Windows 10? I use both. I don't really, I have like a no compromise setup to where if I want something, I just pull this up and then I usually just go, okay, grab me a Windows desktop real quick. And then I can do gaming. I can do anything I'm missing in Windows. So a lot of times if you watch my Windows videos, I'm actually using, this is actually, what is this resolution at, by the way? Oh yeah, 1440. Yeah, right now it's at 1440 because usually when I'm streaming or not streaming, but when I'm just gaming, I'm offline and I'm running at 1440p. But I would usually change this around and just do, let's say 1080p, keep that. And then I usually close that out. And then let's go ahead, fix this real quick. Close that. We'll make it so you guys can see what I'm doing. 60 frames is good. No VSync. Capture that. Always perfect. Those are typically the settings. So here you go. This is going to look like we're in Windows, which we pretty much are on a Windows desktop now. Once this starts up, it should look gorgeous. But like when I'm in Windows, there's certain things I miss about Linux, and I'm kind of designing, like, as I've been like a pretty heavy into Linux for the past 3 years, or at least Linux desktop. I'm gonna try and take the things I love about. Oh, look, we're running into an error. What in the world? Probably needs to be rebooted or something. Let's fix that. Sorry if I'm blinding you. Not intended. Oops. Let's scale that, please. Let's just give this system a little kick. And I do my Windows system completely headless, so I can just kind of do everything I want. I am having a lot of issues with Windows in the latest GeForce driver. Even on the systems that I'm like actually hard-coded in. Something with, they did something with the latest iteration of the GeForce driver that's causing some instability. But, sorry, getting back to what I was saying. I use both, and it just depends on that, on what you're doing. There's times where Windows is better, sometimes when Linux is better, sometimes Mac's better. It just depends. I'm not picky these days, but I want to take a lot of things I learned in Linux and incorporate those in Windows too. So there's things Windows does really bad, but we could add that functionality. Henning, thanks so much for the super chat. I'm glad you like the videos, man. Much appreciated. I know that's a little delayed, but I'm trying to get into this. A lot of things that I miss. The thing I miss the most about Linux is being able to craft everything about the desktop, which is cool. And that's just the tinkerer in me. Like, I mean, it makes me so happy. Like, think of your favorite hobby and how much joy you get from that hobby, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be computing. It can be anything. And that's kind of what Linux is to me. It's just a fun hobby that I really enjoy. A lot of times I'll be working on like a game or modding something out or whatever it might be, and I get more joy from that than actually playing the game. I'm just weird like that. And that's what I love most about Linux. But when it comes to like Windows and stuff, there's, like I said, getting back to like, hey, what does Windows do really bad that Linux just kills Windows in? File sharing. File sharing is a big point of contention because it uses the SMB protocol and CIFS and all those awful sharing. Like, you never run into that in Enterprise. Like, if you see SMB in Enterprise, it's like for a user-based share that you're sharing to, like, you know, your Windows user desktops. But SMB is awful. Like, you'll never run into it on a back end, like in virtual machines. Practically, you might run into a CIFS share or SMB share for like ISO files or something that doesn't matter, but you won't ever run into it for any hardcore data transfers because SMB is awful. And you can use NFS, which, by the way, NFS is used more in Mac and the Linux realm because it's just a superior protocol. It'll transfer faster. It'll just has less overhead per packet. It's just a far better one. VMware, for instance, pretty much uses NFS or iSCSI as well sometimes. It depends on the setup, but needless to say, you can use NFS in Windows now. It's just not set up very well. You have to do registry edits, and I'm going to do an entire setup script for folks so they can use NFS shares in Windows, and should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Have you tried NixOS? I have not. How's the lag in Moonlight? I don't think I really notice it very much, but I know competitive gaming would notice it. So the lag's almost non-existent for me, but I know for, like, let's say a Shroud or some competitive gamer out there that's really into like first-person shooter and they need every single frame, you're gonna notice it. Where, you know, that would not be good. Oh, what happened here? Display settings? I'm running into a little problem here this morning. That's odd. Yeah, usually that just works. What is happening with that? Dude. Let's just go full screen with it. That is odd. Why BSPWM? I would say, man, I don't know what's up with that. All right, let's just kill that and let's see if we can't relaunch into it. Parsec on Linux. I use Parsec for my Mac remote control. Parsec works really well for it, but I really like to use different protocols so I could use Mac and Windows at the same time while on Linux. But yeah, I am going to make that script too for NFS on Windows. Much like I did like my debloat script in Windows, I will make a PowerShell utility for that, and that should be good. All right, this should fix it now. No. What in the world? I have a 1440p monitor, and I've been having... It's so much better when everything's 1080p at 60. But I hate 1080p at 60, so it makes my recording and streaming setup weird. Oh, well. But that's how I usually capture all my windows and stuff. Pretty poor representation of it on this stream. It could be that new driver, that new NVIDIA driver's just been wreaking hell on me. They probably will be releasing a new driver anytime soon, because even in Like I said, I was playing League last night, and I want to say that during that, I ran into a considerable amount of issues. I was on a laptop, mind you, but League can run on a potato. And I was running into a lot of issues with the dedicated graphics GPU with the newest NVIDIA. Yeah, I'm sure they'll update it, though. Do you think the Steam Deck will make Linux gaming better? Yeah, I think so. There'll be more compatibility. I mean, it's already pretty good. But yes, I think it'll be a little more seamless, which will be good. All right. Moving back, we got our polybar, all that set up. Yeah, I also thought about doing everything with QEMU and not using separate boxes. But to do that properly, I'd want at least 2 GPUs and probably like a Threadripper and put it all into one box. I thought about it, and then I was like, that's going to probably be more hassle than it's worth. If a gas station had Windows, Mac, and Linux in a refrigerator, would stare at it for hours. Pretty much. I do love... I can see the good in all of the operating systems. What they do well, I should say. Because each one does it. Yeah, the League client is awful, though. I will say that. League of Legends client is... Like, I feel like they just got, like, somebody right out of college that doesn't know how to code a client. It's gotten worse, too. Like, I remember playing it, like, 10 years ago, and they added, like, Riot Client and some other stuff. Just a little tangent here. I don't think anybody will hear me, but, man, it feels like they just added a launcher on the front of it that just destroys performance and just does an awful job. They should be ashamed of themselves. I feel like every gaming company, they're like, what do people need? I know. We need to make a launcher to launch our launcher. And then... that is really what customer wants. They want an awful experience on every single platform, including Windows. I know we're making it for Windows, but I think we need another launcher. Let's do it. I feel like that's what, like, all the head honchos of the gaming community got together and they're like just determined, hey, I think everybody in this entire room should make a launcher independent. Maybe two launchers. Let's just drive everybody crazy. That's like my biggest gripe about gaming on PCs. Oh, awful. How to create your own ISO. I was actually doing that. I never did finish it. I swear, I've started the ISO project I don't know how many times. Yeah, the PC gaming state is awful. Like, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. Like, gaming has gotten considerably worse than how it was 10 years ago. Like, go back a decade, PC gaming was king. It was a good experience for the most part, and you pretty much just had Steam and maybe a couple other launchers. I think maybe Origin, and that was it. It was nice. And then you had games where you just buy the game and then you launch into the game without a launcher. Shocking. I know, you just clicked executable and it would start the game. I don't know where that whole oh man, I could just rant for hours on that. Like I said, the gaming companies have made PC gaming worse. I don't know how, but they have. Well, I do know how. They've added launchers to everything, and then they just bloated up all their crap, and then they just push games out the door without bug fix. Anyways, I could just rant for hours on the state of PC gaming and how awful it is in its current state compared to 10 years ago, but anyways, nobody wants to hear that. Preaching to the choir. All right, let's get our BSP working. I think we've got that. Let's look at our config file here. I think we need to change this up a bit and look at how we do. I think it was when we declare the monitors, since I'm actually mirroring monitors. Yeah, we have 10 monitor ones, and if we do like an xrandar query, or is it like Q actually? I think it's like Q. Where was the list monitors. I thought there was like a shortcut for list monitors, like a -L or something. Maybe not. Guess it's just -- list monitors. Query. Okay. Oh, no hyphen. So we have 2 monitors right now, DisplayPort 1 and HDMI A-0. And I was also looking at a setting in BSPWM for desktops, and there's a way, because the last time I did this, I actually have 2 monitors. One is what you guys see, and one's what I see. And I like to do, when I'm not streaming or recording, I like to be in, 1440p at 165 hertz, just easier, and it just looks a lot better. That's the earlier issue we had with Moonlight, was because most times I'm in Moonlight, I'm running at 1440. But I wanted to fix that with BSPWM, and I want to say this right here, this could fix with config persistent monitors, and then I want to say you could do config merge overlapping monitors, option set to true. So I think you can do true and then true, and I think that should fix most of this. And I'm just looking, I've never used these options before, but I think adding these 2 things and then remove unplugged or disabled monitors to false, I think we should be fine. And I wonder, we could probably do a BSPC and look at the output to that. So let's just do that. BSPC -- help. Man, BSPC maybe. Here we go. So let's look at the flags here. I just want to, before we switch to BSP, I want to be able to see, make sure you guys can see what I see. And I think we can look. M for monitor select. Let's see. Focus, blah, blah, blah. It's fine. I think we can just do, is there a merge? All right, here we go. So here's our settings. Merge overlapping monitors, true. Remove unplugged monitors, false. Remove disabled monitors, false. And was there anything else? I think there was one more that we were looking at. It's mainly the unplugged and disabled. And then there was another one. Persistent. Is persistent monitor still in here? Is that still an option? Persistent. Persist. Persistent. Did I misspell persistent? No, that's how you spell persistent. Okay, so persistent is no longer an option. It's mainly just overlapping monitors and unplugged monitors. This is from 2016, so that's why we always check the man page when we do our edits. I've learned from that mistake many times. All right, so here's our config. Let's take a peek here. I don't see anything with that. Jason, thanks for the super chat. How could you betray Debian? It's such a beautiful relationship. You were the Linux power couple. Oh, thanks, Jason. I still love Debian. There's no... I just wanted to mess around with Arch, man. It's like the new hotness. Till it betrays me and destroys my computer because I did something wrong. In typical Arch fashion. All right, we're going to do unplugged monitors. Config unplugged monitors. We don't want to remove unplugged monitors. Then we do want this one for disable monitors here. Remove disable monitors, false. And then merge this one to true. And this should fix my issue on startup. And I want to say when the monitor portion of this, when we're looking at it, let's go man BSP C. And if we look at monitor, let's just go next, next, next. All right, here's monitor. Select a monitor. I want to say when we do it, there's desktop, general syntax, so we should have. I'm looking for device on this BSP is what I'm doing. And like when I look at my right here, I think we need to specify monitor with that. Okay. Monitor select is omitted, focus is assumed. So I think on the monitor, we just do space and then the actual ID of the monitor right there. And we're just going to add that into our monitor. And then the overlap and everything else should take precedent. Famous last words. So a -M and then monitor. Okay. So this right here should be whatever xrandar list monitors. So we want DisplayPort 1, which is my main monitor. So we should be able to just do monitor that. And then just put everything there. And then the overlapping monitors should be taken care of because that is our primary with this right here. Let's just go ahead and say mirror monitor rules. And this should fix our BSPWM. So you guys can see what I'm seeing and we should have fun. So now let's test it. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, but I forgot to do fonts awesome. One more thing and we can move on. I think it's awesome. We'll just see. Font awesome. Is that in there? Oh man, I should have. There's awesome window manager, awesome terminal fonts. OTF font awesome. That might be what we need right there. Is there anything else in here? I think OTF font awesome should get us what we need though. Ah, no, we'll use TTF font awesome. All right, good. All right, that should do it. That should grab all of our fonts that are, oh, in our emoji font. Noto emoji, I think, is what we need as well. I'm just remembering all those. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. I think it's just Noto emoji. Nope. Noto. Let's see. Community fonts. You got Noto fonts. Noto fonts emoji. Oh, it's already installed. All right, we're good. All right, now we can do it. So what we'll do is a log out. Casper, thanks so much for the super chat, man. And switch this to BSPWM. wonder why i3's in there. What was I doing to get i3 on there? Oh well. And then we'll log back in. Well. Alrighty. Perfect. That's not at all what it should look like. I'd say we missed some packages. Oh. Okay. Oops. That looks not very good, does it, guys? All right, let's fix that. That's gonna be. Gotta remember all my hotkeys because I don't have access to anything. I think we need to grab. What is that? Do I have hotkeys? Oh, they're not even give me that. Okay, I got that at least. I should. Ooh, actually, I think it's all in that package file under GitHub, and I want to say cat root. Let's see what we have. These are all the dependencies, which we should pretty much have. The Nordic theme. I think we can grab this and just put that in there. Ah. And Nordic. Did it grab Nordic and put it there? Yeah, there it is, Nordic. All right, Nordic's there. We already got barcode. Already grabbed. Ooh, I forgot the X resources. I forgot all of that. Oh, I'm not in my. Let's go home, Titus, GitHub, Debian. That should get me there. And then let's fix the permissions over here. That should be all I need from that script. And now let's do another one. That's what you get for messing around. Yeah, I love breaking stuff. No greater joy than breaking something and then fixing it. Breaking it on purpose. There's nothing worse than if you're in like a job and then something breaks and you're like, I don't know, I've never seen that. The more stuff you break in different ways, the more you learn how to fix it, which is great. Cursor theme. I do need to fix my cursor probably. That's a secondary. Pretty much everything else looks good. I think we can do a full reload now. See what that does. A little better. A little better. Mitchell, because Arch. Aw. Well, we're getting there. It's coming, but I am missing some major things here. We need to fix that font. I do like the look though. Other than, I mean, if I was blind, this would be totally okay. Colorblind. No, even colorblind people would be like, this looks ugly. What should I do here? I'm missing. Probably the best thing to do would be run polybar from terminal and see what fonts I'm missing. I still think I'm missing. I want to say, yeah, I know what it is. Okay. Here's what it is, guys. It is GitHub, and I'm missing .x star. Bring that back here. Now, we should have xnord, x resources. And now, if we reload that, we should have a pretty bar. Okay, maybe not. Let's log off. Oh, what is that? I want to say it's system. What is the log off? Oh, I guess I could just kill X. I just do a pkill X org. No. Ooh, maybe this button works. Crap, no, that doesn't work either. Log off command, I'm losing it. BSP, oh, okay, there we go. Somebody had it in chat, sweet. I think we just log back in and see if that works. If it's any better. Oh, that's much better. All right. You guys just can't see it, but that's okay. Fix is incoming. And then reload. And perfection. All right, cool. That's a little bit better. Still not perfect, though. We need to get those fonts awesome working. And I'm missing that. So let's do a yay, S. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Fonts awesome? Is there a fonts awesome package like that? Does this accept wildcards? That's another question. Titus is like, ArchWiki, I don't need no stinking ArchWiki. It's fun just kind of punching around, man. That's like the joy of it, is just having fun with it. Yeah, I think I already did TTF on awesome. Like if we look, TTF fonts, what was the package? I think someone put it in chat. Let me look. All right, well, it was there in chat, and then it's gone. I think it was awesome. On awesome, there it is. So we already did that. It is installed. I think there was an OTF version of Font Awesome, but I don't think that was... I don't think that should matter, right? Oops. I think it was this. We can try the OTF, but I don't think that was it. Let's go ahead and refresh. We'll do a reload here. No, that wasn't it. Oh, wait. After you install, we got to do a FC refresh. What is that? FC cache verbose force. Okay. Or do we need to do that as sudo? Probably sudo. Just to make sure. Then let's refresh. Maybe. No. So we need to track down the missing fonts. I swear that was Font Awesome, though. Let's look at polybar config, just to make sure we have all of our fonts in. Polybar. And then... Okay, Synergy, you gotta die. We'll fix that here in a second. All right, we got Fire a Code, Font Awesome, Nerd Font Mono, and Noto Color Emoji. That should be all three of the fonts. I think we've got every dependency for that font, and then what's the... Okay, icon here. It is showing the incorrect one. It should show the icon. So maybe we are missing... Maybe it's a different Font Awesome in Arch, maybe? I think we just... Yeah. What do you guys think? Interesting. GTF Font Awesome -4? I didn't realize that was the thing. We could do nerd fonts complete. That is so huge, though. OTF versus TTF. OTF's open source, and I think TTF's somewhat proprietary. But I think you should get the best, whatever you need out of both. Which password manager do you use? I still use RoboForm. I know a lot of people critique me for that. Most of the Linux community likes Bitwarden. So, but I like both. They're fine. But my choice is Robo. All right, let's try Font Awesome 4. I think we're just missing. So TTF Font Awesome 4. Oh, you have to review it with Paru. It's kind of lame. I think I'll change that Paru change. I know I'm still using Yay, but that's just because I set up an alias for it. So FC cache VF. Let's look up FC list grep awesome. So we have terminal fonts. We have one web font for TTF Font Awesome. I don't think it's grabbing all of the fonts that we need. And before we reload this time, I'm going to get rid of that synergy. That's annoying. Let's come down into here. What are we doing? Synergy. Let's just edit that out. Alex Pull Kit. I don't think I have that either. Not even grabbing it? Oh, that's my get. I don't want to do that. Try to avoid the AUR wherever I can. What? We should have. There's Pull Kit that's installed. Pull Kit QT5. Mate, Deepin, Pantheon, Gnome, lib32. So I guess it's just Pull Kit. Interesting. Yeah. So this is Pull Kit. I'm going on something real fast. I gotta just look up. Okay, no. Huh. Yeah, I gotta look at what the Pull Kit is for that. I gotta fix my Pull Kit. Because that's not working. LX Pull Kit is the Debian package, and that's not there. Why you need a Pull Kit is if I were to do, let's say, Grub Customizer, it's not going to launch. It's just going to fail because it's not able to authenticate or elevate that package to root to be able to do anything with a Grub. So without a Pull Kit, you can't elevate your packages, which sucks. But you could do like sudo hello. Oh, you're the best wife in the world, Vinny. Love you. I got biscuits and gravy. Is it LX Session? Oh, LX Session. Okay. Thank you, chat. LX Session. Oh, look at that. Now LX Pull Kit works. So you could just do that. And then when you go to run Grub Customizer now, it should. Maybe we need to do a reboot. Anyways, you got the idea. All right, we'll come back to this startup. Anyways, back to our non-existent workspace icons that are just mysteriously missing. Let's go into Vim, config, polybar, config. Yeah, see, we're still not seeing any of the icons. So, oh, I had my caps lock on. EF. I just ran that twice. Didn't mean to do that. I was looking for that. Still nothing. No icon. Maybe just do a reboot. That's the window, and that's the Windows user in me. Maybe a reboot will solve it. Oh, thanks so much, Jason. Yeah, I love Debian, man. There's not, just because I'm using Arch doesn't mean I don't like Debian. Feeding the troll in the basement again. It's not far from the truth. I call this my dungeon. I actually looked at lease space to maybe not do it in my garage like I have been doing. But I was like, I don't know. With the green screen, you can kind of change up the appearance and stuff a bit. I'm like, okay. No reboot. I mean, typically, like, so if there's any Windows users watching, whenever you say reboot, that's just like the default Windows user action. And in Linux, you really almost never need to reboot. However, I'm a Windows user, we're gonna reboot. Let's reboot. Let's see what happens here. I'm rebooting. I was just like, maybe you never know. Oh, someone said, not LX poll kit. Oh, LX session is to be run, not LX poll kit. Okay. Good to know. Small problem here, guys. I have a black screen. What did I do? What did I change? Sad face. I'm so for these scenarios, since I'm not doing a mirror like I used to, I am getting a camera and I'm gonna mount it right over here with a shot, angle it so you can see what I'm looking at for this for these ones. So for next stream we'll probably do that. Actually, for next stream I probably will. I actually am gonna call in a professional from. He works for Kubuntu actually, and he's gonna be on the next stream. So we're gonna actually chat a little bit. So we'll actually have someone to chat with. You're not just gonna be looking at my ugly mug next stream, which would be pretty cool. Put together some fun stuff to chat back and forth. Oh, thanks for the super chat there, XY. Let's see here. I can. On my other PC, I gotta think of what's going on here. Off topic, but do you have any information on class pmp.sys error on an old Win 7 64-bit machine? Will not boot BSP every time. Will it even go into safe mode? You could do like a stepped safe mode, or possibly, oh, I don't even think, I don't know if DISM still works, but you could go into like a PE environment in Windows and then do like a DISM fix for that. It sounds like a corrupt system file, and you'd probably need to do a full repair for that. Pretty much every guide's going to tell you to run SFC, SFC scan now, and it probably will find a bunch of errors. But Windows 7 was notorious for not being very good at repairing itself, and I want to say DISM, can't remember when that came about. I want to say DISM was Windows 8, but if it is in Windows 7, that's what I'd use. If not, SFC scan now should be there. Good question, though. Yeah, I forgot to update everybody on this one, Decaf. Sway, I did not like. That's why I have i3 on there. It was Sway. Wayland ended up not working for me because there's so many things that are in my environment that I wanted to use, but then I couldn't use, and I was like, all right, I'm done with you, Wayland. Wayland is still not there for me. I have never used BTR-BK. I need to. Is it possible to update to Windows 11 from Windows 10 Sandy Bridge? I did a video. I think I did that on a video form. But what you do is launch into Windows 11 ISO, hold Shift F10, and then do disk part and partition the disks manually. It's almost like think of how you install Arch Linux, but you do that in Windows. Same principle. So you build usually 2 partitions. One's going to be EFI. You have to have EFI boot, which I think Sandy Bridge, most Sandy Bridges, I think, can do UEFI for the boot. And then you build an EFI partition, and then you build a regular NTFS partition for the data, and then you do a DISM full install using, I think it's Git additions, and then you install that addition using the source directory. Once all the regular systems are there, then you got to build the boot partition, which this sounds complex, but it's really not too bad. There's only like maybe 10 to 15 steps. And then you build that partition just using, I actually had made several videos on that, rebuilding a Windows partition and grabbing that and putting it on there. Usually I think bootrec, or I was using, I can't remember the exact process. I had to pull it up on my website to get that going perfect. All right. Well, this is unfortunate. How am I going to get that back? All right, let's see if I can't do TTY. There's got to be a TTY, right? Oh, wait, hey, we're in business. Yeah, all right, that worked. Weird. I think what's happening here is I'm using SDDM, and I know what's happening. I want to say the auto startup should be login screen. Ooh, let's go into, is it desktop session or login screen? I want to say one of these. Go behavior. I think we can just do auto login, BSPWM, and let's apply that. And what I want to do is shut down all these KDE services. I think that's what's really happening to cause this to happen. So let's reboot again. I think we got this. Oh man, this looks so good. Booting up. Oh, I need to switch back to my Camlink Pro too. I wanted to try out my Magewell again, And I did. And it's... I miss my Camlink Pro. Let's just say that. I was doing a little experiment. Well, that's weird. You guys can see it and I can't. Did the devices change? Weird. Yeah. Oh, Synergy's launching again. Oh, there he goes. All right. Why? But why? That is weird. Okay, so like my screen's staying black for the longest time. Did my monitors change? DisplayPort -1. We could do a Randar just to look. See, HDMI A0 is on top. And I want to push that to the bottom, I want to say. Where that's not primary though. And if we look on the bottom, that is primary. Well, that's right. Huh. Let me think on that. I'm going to get some brain food here. Do you feel Hibernate works on Linux laptops? Power saving on Linux laptops is always a little bit of a dice roll. It just depends. Like, obviously, some things work pretty well. Especially if you buy, like, a Linux-based laptop that is guaranteed to work in Linux. But I find if you're going name brand, let's say you don't want to do, like, Tuxedo or K-Focus or System 76. I feel like I'm missing one. Star Labs has one. Those are all like Linux laptops. Like everything's pretty much guaranteed to work in Linux. But if you don't, you just want to use generic name brand laptops that you can find in a Best Buy. I've had really good luck with Asus laptops in Linux. I will say that. Older Asus laptops, like 2-3 years old, almost has always worked. Almost all the components have worked really well for me. But chat probably could fill you in on some other stuff too. Michael, maybe, thanks for the super chat. Maybe you should stick to Ubuntu. Maybe. That's a good point. Hey, Muck, your video about Windows 10 startup boot saved my PC. Awesome, man. I'm glad. I love to hear that. Love to hear it help someone out. That's right. The IBM ThinkPad is used a lot in the Linux community. And I'm still... That reboot, of course, didn't fix anything. Oh no, what did I do? Right, did I hit the wrong button? Oh, there it is. Okay. Wrong button. Let's look at Polybar again. See, these icons should be showing up. And they're not. Something's up with that. I'm trying to think what it could be. See, I think this right here, what should show up here, I think that and this is related. So what I want to do is, let's just do a full nerd. We could do nerd font complete, although that's a huge download. I don't think I want to do nerd font complete from here. Can I not launch Brave? Why is my Brave key not working? I want to know that. Nerd fonts. And I want to say we can go to GitHub Nerd Fonts Release. So you have Font Awesome extensions. And then nerd fonts all right there. And maybe what we do is simplify this and make it so I'm not having all these dependencies on all these weird ones. I bet you we can find most of our icons in here. I think I was only using Font Awesomes because they had really good branding with like Chrome and certain things, but we could probably find the same thing in Nerd Font. So let's look at, oh, there's an install script now? Clone. Oh, we could do that. Cloning the repo as of now. Let's just clone this whole thing, but I want to say when you clone it, it's like a gigabyte of fonts. It's like ridiculous. Do we have to clone the whole thing? I thought you could do like a depth of 1, and I think it's fine. I could be wrong on that though. Let's look at clone. So to clone the repo, yeah, git clone depth 1. So probably the best way to do this is a git clone depth 1. So we'll do that. And then put this, let's grab that. And we'll probably move this whole folder. I think I'm going to clone this once, and then I'm going to keep a local copy of it because I don't think it changes really that much that we need to do anything too crazy with it. But don't clone the Nerd Fonts repo without a depth of 1. I remember I did that once, and it was like 5 or 6 gigabytes of stuff that you're downloading, and it was excessive. It was like downloading an entire AAA title game. It was nuts. Jason, I bought a Dell XPS 13 Developer Edition that came with Ubuntu. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know Dell shipped Linux. Oh, that's cool. It wasn't set up for Hibernate, just sleep. So I had to repartition. Oh, that sucks. Well, you shouldn't have to repartition to get Hibernate. You just need a swap file that's big enough to encompass all of your memory. So you could actually set up a swap file. We could look at that right now if people are interested in hibernation and swap in Linux. Your swap file needs to be the same size or bigger than the amount of memory you have. So I am using, and this is any OS, it doesn't need to be Arch per se, but I am using 32 gigs over here, which, here, let me just swap that around. Probably can close this actually. So let's look. NeoFetch, we got 32 gigs of memory. We look at our disk structure. I am using just root and boot. So I'm using an EFI implementation of this. So we have, technically there's 3 partitions, but the third partition is just for legacy stuff. For VMs and such. So Probably the best way to do this, there's obviously no space on this drive, but let's pretend we only had NVMe E1N1. How do we add a swap file so we can do hibernation? And I want to say, let's just go to a new desktop. Oh, this can bug me. I wonder why Brave's not working. Let me fix that real fast. Oh, edit. Is there another one somewhere? Huh. Weird. Okay. Where is rule Brave? Okay, that's fine. SXHKD. Oh, yeah. So to edit our launchers here. Oh, because Brave's a different... Yeah. That's why. Brave is a different one. It's Brave Browser and Debian. little tiny tidbits like that'll get you every time. All right. So we'll go into config, change this. Let's find Brave. And then we just delete that, save that out, and then relaunch. Let's close that, relaunch, and then we should be able to launch Brave. I was like, why isn't my Brave hotkey working? I forgot that the executable was a little different. So it does look like a depth of 1 on Nerd Fonts is about a gig. Actually, a little over a gig. Looking to be about 1.12 maybe. Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Nope. I'm still streaming. Oh, okay. Thank you. And while we're waiting on that, let's look at config. I want to say that should not be auto launching. Do we not? Auto start synergy is there. Huh. Oh well. I want to re-enable it anyways. I guess I could configure that. Oh well. I have a swap file by that name. What's the recover of that? Okay, delete it. Okay, now we're launching right. I was like, man, I must have left something up on a thing as I rebooted or something. If I read the problem correctly, it said I needed a partition, not a file to work. Probably wrong, though. Yeah, Jason, you can actually use a swap file and swap partition. They're actually the same for the most part. I think there was a myth going around saying a partition is technically faster than a file. And out of every test I've ever run, pretty close. Like, negligible difference. I think the partition did come out ahead, but we're talking like 1 or 2%. Like, the margin of error was so menial that I think if I ran enough tests, it would be within 1% of performance difference. So don't think that like a swap partition is absolutely needed. Swap file should be sufficient for pretty much everything. And we can actually show that too. Let's install our nerd fonts here. Does this need to be run as sudo? I guess we'll find out. I feel like it should be run as sudo. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's close that. Let's do a reload. And nah, still broken. That's bugging me. I don't want to track down all these new. Whatever. Install font. Awesome. Arch Linux. There's got to be some. So I think we redesign this entire icons up at the top to only rely on like Meslo, material, and only stick with the icons from the nerd font family. Because not having these fonts up here is driving me batty. Travis, what she bring you this time? Oh, it was just a trash can. This is Polybar. It's just a themed out Polybar that's not displaying my icons properly. That we're trying to fix this time. Alvar, thanks for joining the membership, man. Be sure and check out my channel page. There's a bunch of like exclusive videos there and stuff too. It could be a font priority and font config for sure, Spider. I think that's definitely playing a factor into it. But the thing is, a lot of these fonts are just not simply displaying. Like, if it was a priority, I don't think it would show. Like, if we look at config, polybar, config, it shouldn't show like that. It should. I mean, it could be a priority, maybe. Yeah, let's work on it. Let's, before we completely give up and just change these to be the other ones, let's change the priority. I agree with you. I don't want to give up too easily here. Let's change the font priority. Did he force update the fonts cache? Yeah, FC cache dash verbose and then force or VF. And you can see all the ones I've done. So many in nerd fonts and everything. So we got them all here, but just to make everybody feel better, doesn't hurt to do another flush and then a reload. What are you going to fix? When are you going to fix the website? Oh, is my website down? Oh no, it's up. I did want to look at something different with the website. Right now, I'm just outsourcing all of it. I really loved the iteration of the website before this current iteration where I was just doing everything through Hugo and a GitHub. That was fun. Like, distributing it through Netlify, it was so fast, so clean, and the load times were just stellar across the board. True decentralized static sites are, I think, the future. Having said that, the website right now, why I outsourced was because there's just so many features I was able to add on to it, between email integration and doing like the store and then doing all the different things with it. It was just easier to outsource all that than try and develop it myself. Using like static sites and a lot of extensions and things that frankly would probably take me several months to do, and I just never got around to it. All right, we're gonna try font priority. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah, the font scaling definitely can change depending on what it is. Oh, okay. I'll look at it, Michael. I don't think the posts. I think I took down a lot of the community posts, or I hid them. I didn't take them down, just because people were getting spammed, and then I was getting some false flags, and I was like, okay, let me hide this for a minute until we can figure something out. Most of my dot files are actually in the Debian. I think Debian Titus on my GitHub. Let's go change font priority Arch. Font configuration. We're going to the wiki, guys. All right, here we go. Arch Wiki, the best Linux wiki in existence. Probably gonna do. Just looking at where we should go on this page. Probably the priority, rule priority is probably what we want. All right, font config processes files in etcconf.com in numerical order. Therefore, rules 001 to blah blah blah. Okay. Files containing rules 01AA, 02BB, so on and so forth. So we'll add a configuration file into here, 01.conf. If there's probably nothing in there anyways. All right, here we go. Let's see if we have anything in, etc fonts. Oh, there's quite a bit of stuff there, isn't there? Let's just do an ls. Wow. That is a lot. What if we move user up to 9 and then load the user fonts in the .config, because we put most of our nerd fonts there? What if we put those ahead of it and load those first? Because I don't see awesome fonts anywhere in here. Or we could hard code it. We kind of have the fonts everywhere though. And if we look at like cat 51, what's that look like? That doesn't tell me much. We could do cat. Let's just take a look at like symbols. So font awesome is right there. Huh. I don't know. Let me think about this. See if there's anything in chat. I don't see too much here. Do you have the Noto fonts? I do. I think I have Noto font emoji in there. And I think it was pulled, but I think these are font awesome fonts. I should track down the fonts themselves and see what we're using. That would be a wise move. So now we know where to look for that. Here is what we're looking at doing. So this is the example config file for our priority. And we're looking at changing the config file here. And that's the icon. So what's not rendering up in this screen right here, up at the top, I need to change my icon, by the way. Up here is not rendering all my workspaces because these icons obviously are not being read. Probably because of a priority issue, because we have Font Awesome, we have the entire Nerd font family. I could also reboot too. I don't know. What do y'all think? Hell yeah. How Linux handles fonts is a little bit crazy. Not a fan. Look at that. We got a bunch of reboots in the house, you know. I will never turn down a reboot request. That's just working in IT so long. We're gonna try and turn it off and turn it back on again. Still broken. Why are you back on Arch? I'm just tinkering around. I love Arch. I love Debian too. They both have their appeals. Although this font issue is driving me wild. I have never run into this many font problems on Debian. I will say that. I feel like we're still missing a font. You know what? Let's just do a test. So we know the fonts are located. They're loaded into our polybar under the config file. Right here. So let's grab Nerd fonts. Let's just come to a fresh desktop, launch into Brave. Why? Still gotta figure out why my Brave's not launching. Oh, it is launching. It's just launching in the wrong one. Okay. And we put that in the number 2. Launch Brave. Oh, it's only launching in desktop 1. Okay. I think I have a rule set for that. Should do a follow on that as well. But anyways. I was launching into Brave because I want to go to Nerd, Fonts, Brave. Let's see if there's a Brave icon for Nerd Fonts. Or how do we get the font to copy paste into the config file? I don't know this. I'm just speaking out loud. So this is here is a project patches developer targeted icons into a high number of glyphs or icons, specifically to add a number of popular iconic GIFs such as awesome and all that into this. So I feel like we should have this diagram and then have all that in there. But how do we capture those fonts into our config files? Probably the next thing I need to learn. I've never learned this. I'm just speaking out loud. So if someone in chat knows, by all means, I'm all ears here. Can you run source bash rc? Whenever you launch a new terminal, it's pretty much the same as sourcing bash RC. So that pretty much sources it on every launch. Yeah, momentum is what gives me the name on there. I love the momentum. It gets rid of that crappy Brave stock screen that like always is trying to shield crypto. Like terrible crypto projects your way. Well. Yes, somebody's got to eat. Do you have any videos on how to set up your Brave browser? I don't, Master Jedi, but I need to add that in there. Speaking of which... 1 second. Let me log in here for a second. Oh, here's my wonderful breakfast. I'm slowly chowing away at it. I'm trying to do it off camera, so you guys aren't just watching me eat. Be a little weird. All right, let's see what we got. Let's try another way. That should get me there. And I'm just grabbing that. Set up Brave browser. How I set up my browser. That's a good video. Pretty wide reaching. Interesting. And then also I think I had micro center spot. All right. Forgot to do those two things. All right, back to my desktop. Mukbang. I didn't know what that was for the longest time, and then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. Like, there's some weird people out there. Yeah, all right, I'll take a little break. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna try and do a little research too. Let's just take a 5-minute break here. Let me set up my timer. I do have GitHub, and I think I have my own little utilities I use on the stream. So if there's any other streamers out there, more than welcome to copy this from this, because I copied it from RWX Rob. He's a Linux YouTube streamer that does really cool stuff. Do I have Term Down already installed? Yeah, let's grab some Term Down. And let's grab this file, shall we? All right, let's do a little 10, or what do you guys think? 5-10 minute break? Let's do a 8-minute break. I'll meet you in the middle here. Let's put timer 8 minutes. Oh. Term down, not command found. Oh, you know what? My bash RC is wrong here. I think it's in local. We did bin. I think it's just bin. Yeah. Okay. Let's go vim bash RC. Whenever you use pip, your path gets jacked up, and I always forget to fix this. I've done this so many times. I'm just like, I think it's just path semicolon, and like home dot local dash bin. I think something like that should work. Source bash RC. Does that work? Echo path. Is that broke it? Oh, it needs an absolute path. Echo the username, or Echo home, probably. Yeah. Let's edit our bash RC again. And this should be home. Source bash RC. What do you mean that's not a directory? Home, Titus, local, bin. Am I going crazy here? It's a colon separator in path. Thank you, chat. All right. I did a semicolon. I'm such a goob. So now we should be able to go timer sh 8 timer.sh command not found. Really? Oh, that's term down. Okay. If I put the timer sh into it, it would be fine. But I could just do timer 8. Boom. There we go. I have a be right back screen. I think I got rid of my be right back screen. Oh. All right. I shall be right back. 8 minutes it is. All right. I'm late. No, I'm not. I'm here. I am here. There I am. All right. Back to it. I did see a comment. This comment. And we're going to do that. I think that's cool. K char select. Ooh, 1 second. Let's just take that comment down just a hair, shall we? Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty. All right. K char select. Is that a... Oh, I think I need a package probably. Let's go K char select arch. Oh, well, that's a simple package. I should have been able to find that. That should. Okay. Yes. Oh, it's just K-char select, no caps. Oh, okay, it's a GUI tool. Shocked. All right, don't run into those very often. So. Ooh, all right, let's see what we want to do here. This is neat. So we can just pick out what we want. And let's just go all. Oh, look at all, look how many options we have. Oh, that's ridiculous. So, this is K-char select. I think everybody got it. I'm going to take that down. Need to get my synergy working again. I think there should maybe be like a browser symbols or something like that. What's runic? Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Oh, nice. 79 process on a clean Windows 7. That's a success right there. Windows isn't too bad once you debloat it and everything. It's okay. I just get tired of the GUI. That's my thing with Windows. I just want to change the GUI a bit more than, you know, without installing like a gajillion different add-ons and doing system modifications. Control pictures. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's cool. You get a little bit of everything. Currency symbols, emoticons. That's cool. A squirrel. There should be like maybe a lookup option here that I probably am missing. This is fun though. Oh, there's chat. Probably that. Let's just grab chat. I think that was workspace 6. I think I can just grab the copy and then come into our vim.config espwm. I wonder. Oh, these are different. Oh, man. Okay. Maybe. I think I want to do like LGS nerd font. Does that change anything? I wish I could like limit this down. And I wish that KFon also did that. Oh, that's a good question. I love that question. Somebody asked in chat, how would you suggest someone get into Linux in general without getting overwhelmed? It's impossible. Like, without getting overwhelmed. You're going to get overwhelmed. It's just how Linux operates. And it's okay. Like, there's just so many options. I would say first start with just like the most basic distro you can. Like, Linux Mint's a good starting point, but a lot of people think of it like Windows and want Linux to be like Windows, and it's just never gonna be. So you have to think of it as like a whole different way of doing things, and you can't just take the Windows way and do that in Linux. Otherwise, you're just gonna always move back to Windows. That's like the one thing. So you gotta, like, it wasn't until like probably 60 to 90 days of being in Linux that I really got it. That I was like, this is awesome. And it was when I stopped trying to do stuff like I did it in Windows. And the cool part of that is once you do it in a bunch of different operating systems and different distributions, whatever it is, you can start to take the different ways of doing things and implement that on how you did it in Windows. I use Windows completely different today than I ever have used it in my life because of Linux. So it's kind of cool, but you're going to get overwhelmed. And I wish I want to do like some kind of guide to do that. It's just right now I'm writing a book, and I've been writing a book for like 2 years. It's probably going to be another year or two before I get like a rough draft done. And it's just because there's so much to go over in trying to figure out what you need to know and what you don't need to know. Because you could just toss everything from the manuals into a book, like every Linux book I've ever read. It's just too much crap. And it's really just getting that knowledge like that. A lot of times when I read technical books, I'll read 10 pages and get about a sentence or maybe even a paragraph, if it's a really good book, of actual concrete knowledge. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Oops, I wanted a BSP. I actually needed to go into polybar config. Delete that. Wait, what? Recover. All right. So let's take 6. Let's delete that. Can we paste that in? So if we take this over here, copy, that still doesn't look right. Is that even going to show up? Yeah, see? So there's something up with the priority. It's not anything with that. Crap. Alright, let's quit this. What's this saying? Let's quit. So we definitely have a priority issue here. I literally copied something from kchar select, and it should display properly in my terminal here, and it's not displaying properly in my terminal. I should see the icons here on a copy paste, and it's not. So that tells me something has gone awry here. Oh geez, what has happened with chat? All right, let's go here. You are getting banned for spam. We're just gonna hide you. If someone spams that bad, you're just getting kicked. Wow. So bad. Sorry about that. Should have been paying attention. Usually I'll probably do like maybe a 15 or 20 second rule. I think right now chat's at 10 seconds on the delay. Yeah, sorry about that. I feel like 15. I'll add a little bit of timer there. Keep from spam happening again. It's on 10 seconds, so you can't spam it too bad, but still. Any way to get DE settings options like known KDE without installing an actual DE? Kinda. With the settings panel. I mean, it's good. Like, you can use modular things to do a little bit of the settings. A good example of this is if you do like LX appearance. Oh, I don't even have that installed. Let's just LX appearance. No, I think I spelled appearance wrong. Oh, there he goes. All right. If we go LX appearance, you can kind of get something like this, and it's not so bad. Actually, we want like a Nordic theme. Let's change the colors around. We need to fix this anyways. I like papyrus a lot for icon theme, mouse cursor theme. Let's go with a oxygen white. Go with that. Or a breeze light. I almost like the breeze light compared to the oxygen white. Or we could go blue, black, white, yellow. Yellow. Ah, that's awful. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to go breeze light. That's the classic. All right. Fonts. Maybe there's a font GUI. You know what? I bet you there's a font priority GUI somewhere. Font priority GUI Linux. Hey, DistroTube made a video about it. Yeah, that's just saying throw it in the conf.d file, which if we look at the conf.d, I want to say, was it config? Can't remember. What was that? No, there is no font config here. Most that's going to be an ETC. All right. Try to answer a question, but I'm not going to write blah, blah, blah. I think you should learn how to use FC match command to study the outcome of the current config. If you get stuck on how to make use of FC match, please. So FC match. We should be able to match stuff using that. Yeah, he got permabanned. If someone spams like 10 or 15 chat messages, they're just gonna get permabanned. If you mess up everybody else's experience, I'm just gonna ban you forever. I don't play like, homie, don't play that. Your voice is very similar to Elon Musk. I'll take that as a compliment. I think FC match is something we should learn how to use. FC match. So if we do that and we have like char select, let's say we grab like an exclamation mark. Let's copy that. And if we put that in, okay. But let's take a nerd font. and we go into exclamation mark. Is that going to grab? We do a FC match. Okay, that didn't. Or maybe it did, and it's just saying, hey, Nimbus takes over. Let's go to other specials. See if there's anything. Like, I don't think that's gonna be in a Nimbus nerd font. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, maybe so. Oh man, I've been meaning to make a TrueNAS nerd video, or I got nerd fonts on the brain. I've been meaning to make a TrueNAS scale video. I just need to repurpose a box, and then once I do that, I will totally be making that video. It's FC Match font name. I'm not too far off on that, am I? So much better doing customizations like yours if I had GUI for settings. Sound, screen, shortcuts. Yeah, Jason, there's a couple big ones I use all the time. The big one I use, let's go to a different workspace. Alex Appearance, which you just saw. Appearance. This one I use for like getting that. For the monitor aspect, a lot of times I ended up hard coding it into X11, but if I want to just kind of play around, Randar is a good way to play around with monitor support. And then what you can do is you can say save as, and then put this as a like test. And let's say we save that out. And then when we look in here, you'll see test, cat test, and Randar puts it all into terminal form. So you can use these GUIs to learn what the GUI's doing to the command line, and that way you can troubleshoot a lot easier. And you can say, okay, that Randar setup is doing this, and you can start to see the syntax and learn it, and then that helps you a lot with troubleshooting. So pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of people say you have to use just terminal for something, or you have to use GUI for something. I think you should just mesh both. Use GUI because that's what you're comfortable with, and learn how to do it in terminal. And that way you can fix whatever it is, no matter what. And some things you'll figure out that you're like, oh my gosh, this was taking forever doing it through the GUI. I should just do this in terminal, because some things are faster in terminal. Or sometimes you might be like, this is taking forever in terminal. Maybe there's a GUI utility to do this for me, and vice versa. So sometimes terminal is faster, sometimes GUI is faster. It just depends on what you're doing. And that's why I say it just makes you a better overall computer user when you learn both and use these to leverage things. That's another good idea for a video. Like maybe a GUI versus terminal. GUI versus terminal. And then like adding a bunch of stuff to it. That's a really good idea. So yeah. Good question though. Thanks so much for the super chat, PL. Oh, Emacs was mentioned earlier. For the fun of it. All right, so for FC Match, FC List, let's grab like Meslio fonts. What's the match do exactly? I'm trying to figure out the syntax for match. I think we do double quotes. Like I use Meslio fonts a lot. can we just grab that per se? So FC Match, I'm still not certain what the hell this thing does. So can we do V? Oh, okay. Well, So if we do that and we do like a B, that's the brief summary? Okay, well, let's look at oh man, look at this. This is just such a mess. Okay. It just doesn't, I guess FC Match is not really what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get my fonts, my icons to appear up here. Even though I have like all the nerd fonts in, it's just not rendering any of my fonts. And I'm looking to change like maybe the priority of the fonts. Something's happening to where it's just not pulling from the correct libraries. And I just don't know why. Hey, Zero. Love you, man. How you doing? Zero might know. He makes his entire Linux distribution. I'm trying to get my darn fonts to show up, and they're just not showing up. So, like, when I'm doing a vim config I'm sorry, that's polybar. It's polybar up there. Config. Right here. So the fonts should show right here, but they just don't. It doesn't matter what I put in there. Like, let's say I want to put this cup in here. We'll just put it down here, actually. It just is not pulling the right font family, so I can't ever grab any of my icons and put them in here. It's driving me nuts. On Debian, I never had this problem. I think Arch handles fonts differently, and it's a bit maddening. Players, some games. What do we got? I can either school from home, get certs and resume, find an entry level. What do you suggest for entering Tech Linux? If you could like get somebody underneath or be underneath or as an apprentice for somebody or just an internship, that's where you get. It's getting that first bit of experience that's very difficult. Obviously, if you can do like home lab stuff, kind of figure out a lot of good stuff and then get that entry level position under someone to teach you more of the business side of things that you can't really home lab. That's where you get it. And once you get the experience, nothing else matters. It's getting the experience that's really key when it comes to IT stuff. Good question, though. That's a good one. Good one. Oh, that's easy. Remove all other fonts. Oh man, I got so many fonts. Is there a way to match what font's being used for these symbols? How do you know you have the nerd fonts? Well, that's a good question in itself. Like, so we have that, but I can see the nerd fonts over in char list, but you can also do like an FC list, and man, I got a lot of fonts, but let's just grep nerd, and you can see all the nerd fonts. I installed the entire nerd font family, and it's still not pulling any of the nerd fonts. I'm like, really? So that's how we know. It's definitely a priority issue, I guess. FC Match Mono shows the example for the default monospace font. All right, so let's FC Match Mono. It's under Nimbus Mono PS. What's that tell me? Yeah, I drop all my fonts usually into the .fonts folder as well. I'm using Kitty for my terminal. Restart X. Yeah, we've already restarted a bunch, Josh. NFS compatibility after 5.15 update good enough. Yeah, Jed. NTFS is working really good now. I think we can look at NTFS. I have NTFS hooked up here. What are we at? We're on 5.16. Let's just grab oh, do I not have Thunar? Ah, crap. Oops. I don't think I have Thunar in this system. Do I have Xclip? I don't think I have Xclip either. Give me a clipboard. All right, cool. All right, there we go. So I think I have file system. Ooh. Is this it? Nope. Boot. Nope. Huh. On Dolphin, I could open up that. Maybe I can get through it here. Dev. I think I have an SDA formatted as NTFS. I don't know how to do it in this terminal. All right, well, let's just do this. Sudo mount dev nvme 0n1p2 to mnt. All right, let's take a look here. This should be NTFS. So this is my Windows drive I just mounted. You can see it looks a lot better. And if we open terminal, oh, I can't open from here. Failed to launch preferred application for category terminal. Oh, I need to fix my, that's right. I need to fix, my MIME types. Oh, well. But if we look at MNT, I thought this would be better. I think the journaling is a lot better in here. It looks a little ugly, I'll say that much. Is there users? Boo. Oh, I think this is pretty... I don't really use my Windows in here on this system very much. I usually just moonlight it. But I have access to all my stuff, which is good. But anywho, umount mnt need to be super user. Let's do that. All right, but yeah, NTFS is working a lot better. I will say that. I've tried it a little bit. I need to do a video on it. I just haven't. All right. Time to throw away Arch Linux. No, I don't give up that easy. You could also symlink fonts cache index to each application's library folders. It's true. I think it's a terminal issue. That's a good one. I like that idea from chat. Let's go into Kitty. cd or vim.config kitty. And then I think kitty.conf should get us there. What? Just delete that. I don't know what that was. So it's using the font family Meslo LGL regular. Wait. Oh, Chad, I think you might have fixed this. I think you might have fixed this. Oh, man. Is this even a thing? Oops. Should have done that down here. Oh, no, I got LGL, right? Ooh, oh, maybe the font. No, it's different. I think it's different from each one. I'm such a big goob. Okay. I think my terminal wasn't reading this right when I loaded up. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's saying set it manually through .config fonts. Why not just do a grep meslo LGL? Yeah. Do case insensitive. I keep forgetting the case insensitive, the -I on grep. So if we do like a... I want to say we should be able to do just like this, or we match it to this right here. This is the mono font, which I probably don't want the mono font. I think the fonts change just a bit between Debian and Arch, and that's what's tossing me, because I'm using the config file from Debian, and I think that the Arch labels the fonts a little different. Okay, yeah. Good one. All right, let's do a FC match. Oh, whoa. That's not what we wanted. Oh, can I not? Ah. Yank? I don't know if that's going to grab it. I don't think that puts it on my keyboard. Yeah. Oh, well, whatever. I'll just type it. I don't know what's up with my Vim. Do I have like insert mode on? Oh, man. I need to fix my bindings. Welcome to a new install. Okay. That's not grabbing the right font at all. So what it should say is, let's just come up here. Let's just grab the Meslo LGL regular. Man, there's so many Meslo fonts here. Instead, it should be this right here, Meslo LGL DZ. So if we take that, let's do a match. And that grabs it. So I think it's just my config file. Oh, geez. It couldn't have been that simple. Right? Oh, I think it was that simple. I think that was it. Let's go polybar. Polybar and then config. No, that wasn't it. Okay. The fonts did change in the terminal, but it's still not displaying the right ones. I think it's that darn Nimbus font. I think it's just a thorn in my side. Tell ya. Come on, you're using a window manager. You're not supposed to use them. I know. I can't really set clipboard on. Okay. I'll add that to my my Vim RC. Oh crap! I haven't even done my Vim config. Oh, jeez. Okay. Speaking of which, let's go and clone that, right? Let's clone that repo. Give me Vim, please. My Vim. Why did I leave it my Vim? I think this was one of my very first GitHub projects. When I started getting into GitHub, I'm like, oh, you named it. Why didn't I just name it Vim? Anywho. Let's link, symbolic link, Titus, I think GitHub. Wait. Symbolic link, the target, is it source target or is it target source? I think symbolic links work weird. I think it's target and then source in symbolic links for some odd reason. Right? I think it's just .vmrc and then home, Titus, GitHub, my Vim, vimrc. Okay, nope. Of course it's... I don't know what I'm thinking. Source target. Why would I think it's target source? For some odd reason, I thought symbolic links were like backwards or something. Such a goob. Vim. Oh, yeah. I had a whole bunch of, what is it? Plugman. I need to get Plugman. It's always weird when you first set up something. There's just so many little gotchas to it. Install Plugman. Where are you at, Plugman? Okay. Was it Plugman? I thought that's what it was called. Vim plug. That's what it is. I offer you coffee. I told you I shouldn't have stayed up late. I did have 2 cups. I'm trying to get like super jazzed for the stream, but I blame League of Legends. That game. That game, I tell you, awful. Totally awful. All right. Plug. I think it's just plug install, right? That should get us there. Ah. Yes. Ultimate power. Aha. Yes. Nice and colored output now, too. Hey. Look at that. Gorgeous. That wouldn't fix my whole operating system, I don't think. It would be nice if it did. No, it didn't fix that. It did fix my Vim, though. Ah! All right. We need to... How in the heck am I going to fix this icon? It's driving me crazy. So, fix font, awesome, icon priority in Arch Linux. All right, we can do that. Let's do it. We can do that. All right. Fix icon priority Arch Linux. maybe someone's already done a script. Let's see if we can't just copy some other smart person. It's the Linux way. Oh, GFY might have gotten it. Oh, I always break something. But yes, totally broke something today. Font family. I'm looking at GFY as one. GFY has done a lot of ricing. Just that whole thing? Stream beats. Oh, replace it. Line. Oh, no, I got Kitty working just fine. Kitty's actually showing the icons for properly now. It's the actual system itself. So, the cool thing now, check this out. When we pull up the config, and we come down to our, right here, that's the icons I wanted. So the icons are working right now in Vim. It's just, they aren't working up here. The icons should be listed across the top, but I don't know how I fixed it in Vim, but I didn't fix it for the operating system. We could reboot, but I don't think that's going to do anything. Jason, thanks again for another super chat. Jeez. So if I want my local documents folder in Linux to show the contents of the folder on my server, would I use an ls symbolic links that you just did? Oh, that's a good question. I didn't really explain what I did there, did I? So here's what I wanted to do. I remember this, and I'll make a video about this as well. I always have so many ideas, but what I did, let's do an ls all listing, right? This right here and this right here are symbolic links. What I did was I wanted vimrc to mirror my GitHub repo that I have done. So if I make a change in my vimrc, it'll show up. So a good example of that is, let's say I do vimrc, and let's say I wanted to add like an alias or a change like a mapping or whatever it might be. Whatever I change in here, let's just say extra or, nope, that's not the correct one. Extra. Let's say I do that and I want that extra line added to all my other computers. Well, if I set it up with this symbolic link and I come into like GitHub desktop, where are you at, GitHub desktop? Did it launch in a different... Nope. GitHub desktop? Oh, man, come on. Is it stuck? GitHub desktop sometimes gets stuck. Ah, it's stuck. Yeah. All right. Open. All right, cool. So, what's happened is it now says, hey, you've changed Vim on this computer, and since it was a symbolic link, it jumped into my GitHub directory and then said, hey, I changed this file. Now, you might be asking, why don't you just clone it to your home folder? Well, Git doesn't work if it's in your home folder. Git needs to be isolated in its own little folder for that project, and that's why I did the symbolic link to get it back to my home folder. But it's only that vimrc file that's back in my home folder. So then when it changes over here, it goes into the project folder, changes it, and then it says, hey, Git desktop, or anytime you're running like a Git push and you change this, or you do a commit and then a push, it will change it there, and then you get on your second computer, all you need to do is a pull, and then everything's fixed. It's really snappy. It's a good way to mirror your settings across multiple computers in a really good way, and then you can develop and change all your settings on a bunch of different devices, and they always mirror each other, which is really cool. It's like Really cool little way of doing things to keep your settings. That's why sometimes when I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know why I didn't just do this when I reformat, but I'm constantly wiping out my computer. It's a great way of doing it, though. Just a symbolic link, and the syntax there was history. Let's just do history grep ln-s, and you can see me do that right. Don't ignore that line. It's this one right here. It's the second line right here. Shows you all I did was this format, which grabbed the source file. I did a symbolic link. That's the -s. This is the source. This is the target. And you're done. Cool. It's very cool. I love that. Love that. What's the difference between pkill and kill9? I don't know. I just like pkill. Pkill seems easier to me. Change the DE fonts and settings appearance fonts. Ah, okay. You think it's distribution wide GFY. All right, let's go appearance. Wait, you set your git shell config in your home directory and it becomes hidden. I have never done it that way, GFY. See, there's always a different way of doing it. I still have much to learn. All right, font. Can I do the font through LX appearance? I don't see an option for that. I don't think LX appearance allows fonts. What's another way to set your font system wide without a desktop environment? I don't know. There are presets installed in the directory, cont, config, config all. That can be enabled by creating symbolic links to them, or both, as described in the README file. For example, to enable the sub-pixel RGB rendering globally, go to here, and then link. Let's see what's linked over here. Maybe we can just destroy some symbolic links and fix this whole thing, right? So everything's a symbolic link, and it's all going back to there. All from the user share config font defaults. And if we cat one of those, let's say symbols, sure. Font with possibility of glyph, prefer, blah, 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 blah. I feel like somebody's got to have an already done comp file that we can just drop in here and be done with. Oh, I forgot about that. Thanks, guys. I have a stuck super chat. Oops. I'll figure out a better way to manage that. I still have some systems in place I gotta figure out. Maybe I do like a auto display, and that way it just kind of auto hides after 30 seconds. I bet I can code something up for that. Font is next to the other in LX. Oh, is it? Really? Other. Yeah, no, I looked at it. There's no like font family. Oops. RGB. Hinting style slight. There's no actual like set the entire font in LX appearance, though, sad to say. That's what I was going for. Let's go conf D. You think the official Font Awesome website would have something for Linux? Probably not. But you never know. Yeah, that would be cool. Family name. That should be something. Oh, man. All right. This is all JavaScript and stuff. It's not going to actually give me what I want. Yeah, I'm eventually going to get DWM. A lot of people swear by it, man. It's like Vim. Eventually you wear me down, Peter, to where I'll do it. Feel like we could do like a regular FC match and then switch the family to do awesome and then put that ahead of everything. So we could do something like this. Put like, I think it's like Nimbus is what the default font is for the system. I don't know why, but it is. I would rather just do a system-wide font that defaults it over to it, but just don't see that anywhere. There's an article on Polybar Wiki. Okay. Polybar Wiki fonts not rendering. Polybar Wiki. What is this? Okay. View original. Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can read. Figure out why. Debugging font issues. All right. We're getting this, I'm sure. All right, follow the steps very carefully and don't skip any. Confirm all fonts are loaded properly. We did an FC list, they're loaded. Check that all fonts you use are available in the fonts used. Use GU char map. Has anybody in chat used GU char map? I've never even heard of it. GU char map. It's a thing. All right. GU char map. All right. Oh, I like it. It's pretty. I like that a lot better than KChar select. All right. GU char. Learning something new. All right. Now, in enable view, show only glyphs from this font. View, show only glyphs from this font. Okay, cool. And then search F for the dropped characters. Check font order. If you have no more dropping unmunched character warnings, but the wrong icons are displayed, you may have a font conflict where two fonts provide a font icon in the same position. Okay. So let's come over here real fast. I think this time we're going to go into Polybar. Let's just do a launch from here. And when it launches, it should give us this. So we're just seeing any errors or any unmatched font. Like, I was like 100% sure we had all our fonts, and I was right. But sometimes when you run Polybar with your config, it might show like unmatched chars. It's not, that's not it. But this is interesting. Why is it loading Fire a Code and then Nimbus? That's not right. Font awesome. Font. I should have done this starting with. Fire a Code. Yep. Font awesome. Font awesome. Noto. This is our problem right here. This is a problem. Nimbus Sans is the problem. We need to fix that. It's literally linked the wrong font. All right. We've found the issue. And now all we have to do is fix that issue. I wonder. So if we do, all right, I'm just going off the rails here, like I often do. Okay. I meant to do a CD there. It's pretty cool. Vim still work though. All right, Vim 9 dash. Nimbus sucks.conf. All right. Oops. Actually, you know what? Let's just copy. Let's copy the symbols. We'll just use the symbols as a symbols to 9 dash nimbus blows.conf. Well, we're going to be needing super user for that, won't we? Oh, nine. All right. So let's just go 1022. Let's get that family. Oops. Undo. Let's toss Nimbus Sans in there. And then let's delete this one. Font awesome. Oh, wait, no. We need to do... Ah. What's happening here? I guess someone was using spaces. I don't know. And then let's delete this. Toss Nimbus Sans in here. Delete that. And then... Probably could have just done fire. Oh, somebody liked spaces. Why would they do like four... whatever. All right. I need to probably reconfigure that. Fire a code. Oda. Oh, fire a code. Family. Right? Move Nimbus fonts, problem solved. Maybe because it's fire a code, not fire a code. Ooh, that's a good question. All right, here we go. 1 second. So if we do a FC list grep -I for case insensitive. See, I'm learning. I pick up from some stuff. Chat says fire code. Dude, all right. But if it was fire code... So I think it's the space that's doing... Oh, wait. Let's do quotes. Oops. Fire code. Okay. That's actually a font family. Okay. But it's grabbing Nimbus. If we do a FC cache VF. All right. And then if we cancel that, relaunch it. Yeah, still grabbing the Nimbus for that. Now, we could just delete the fonts like you said. So we could go into user, share fonts. You know what? We might be able to just do like a ls grep nim, or just do a ls and see what we have. Do we have Nimbus font in here? Huh. All these are over to the config. There's Nimbus right here. I feel like we should just push it to the right one, though. It's fire code. Read chat. Fire code. Fire code. Fire code. You know what, guys? I think it might be fire code. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I don't think that's right, guys. But it's worth a shot. Yeah. No. Still pulling Nimbus font. I don't think it actually mattered. So now, if we just remove... I hate to remove a font. But, you know, let's see what we got. Fonts. GS fonts. Nimbus. Nimbus? Oops. Need to do a RM. All right, so we got all this Nimbus. So let's just nuke it. Boom. Oop. All right. So now we've nuked all our Nimbus fonts. Now we just do a FC cache reload. Reload that sucker. And now we just do launch. And now spit out. What do we got? Fire code. It's pulling droid sans now. For real? Ah, man. Ugh. All right. It's okay. You know what? What? We even need this? What happens if we just do this? Forget you. Oh, yeah. Kind of need that. Yeah, we needed that. All right. Well, that's okay. We got this. Try again. And let's just quit that. And, all right, here we go. Let's just come back into here. We'll just take font 0. What if we just yank this entire line, put it here, delete the rest, come back, to here and then change this to like a 15-point font. I like this because it reads that properly. And then we do a launch and it works perfect after I do polybar launch. And what's it pulling now? Nothing. Oh. Eh. Yeah, I think we have... Oh, all right. All right, 1 second. 1 second, I think I got it now. All right. All right. Sell out, Jason. Destination folders are different. I think there's some issue with that. I saw a font config error. All right, that takes care of that. Now everything looks jacked up. Great. What if... I'm just spitballing here. What if we go into fonts? All right, I got an idea. Let's, cat. Was it root? I'm going to just try to grab it direct from the site and export this directly out to the user share fonts folder, and then do the refresh, and then we're going to reload, but we got to change our config file back before we do the reload, and then we should be fine. All right, let's get rid of that. We're almost there. And if we look at this, let's just revert this change. This is actually fire code. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the styling. And I remember this is pretty much how it used to be. Then we simply do config, polybar, launch, and now it's pulling Droid Sans. That's okay. That's all right. Let's blow out Droid Sans, shall we? This is totally fine. Goodbye. We're just going to start deleting all the fonts until it has to pick the right one. All right, now it's pulling Noto Sans. Jeez. That's okay. We'll remove that. We're just going to keep deleting fonts until we get the right one. What could go wrong? Goodbye, Noto Sans. And now let's fix our cache real fast. And let's launch it again. And now it's grabbing free sans. Oh my word, just grab the right one. That's so much to ask. All right, let's just keep going. Blowing more fonts out. Free sans, boom. Star, please. What are you gonna grab next? What are you thinking? You're gonna grab Gothic Book. What the world? Like what? I mean, I've never had this problem. All right, let's see. I think it's just grabbing literally the wrong file, and I should stop deleting all my fonts, but just can't help myself. What's the next one it's grabbing, you think? Gothic. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, and then it grabbed Nerd Font. Now it grabbed Casa de Cove regular Nerd Font complete mono. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I've got a fix for that too. We'll go sudo remove RF, and we're gonna go nuclear on this one. We're gonna go to fonts. We're just gonna blow out the entire folder. Launch. All right, what you grabbing this time? Free mono now. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, we've already deleted about like 1,000 fonts. We can't stop now. We'll just keep going. Do as I say. All right, now it's grabbing free serif. Oh, how many fonts can we delete? I feel like just blowing out the entire fonts folder, just being like, oh, forget it. I'm not getting rid of Hack. I really like Hack. It has a special place in my heart. All right, what do we have? I'm going to read chat and see if there's anything. Yeah. So we've pretty much deleted a ton of fonts. And it's still grabbing the wrong darn font. Like, what? All right. Yeah, the fonts are installed. Like the fonts are there. Like, if we do a list, actually, that's a pretty small list now. We still have quite a bit of fonts installed. But let's do a fire code. Let's do that. Let's do a grep .i for case insensitive. And then let's do Fira. What do we got? So I think if we just do Fira code nerd font like that, what if we just change it ever so slightly on the polybar config? Come into here. What if we instead of doing mono, let's say we get rid of this and we just put nerd font like that. What does that look like if Ah, no, that broke it. Maybe it's not a... Maybe there's a Fire a Code non-nerd font that's needed. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, Nerd's done. I mean, we downloaded the entire Nerd. The fonts are there. It's just not grabbing the right one for us. No, this is BSPWM for the window manager. All right. Just use Kitty. Well, that just sounds too easy. Gosh, bunch of cheaters doing it that way. Let's go polybar config. What if we do Fire a Code? What if we get rid of the nerd font portion of it? And then if we do a launch, I'm pretty sure it's going to grab a different font. Yeah, it's grabbing hack, which is not what we want. But that kind of makes me think we just don't have the right Fire a Code font. Let's do a yay search for Fire a Code. Yeah, it's not. Is there a non-nerd font Fire a Code? I don't think so. What if... slow. What if I... Okay, I got an idea. What was show install? All right, it's Paru. What do we got? Files, query, sync, I kind of like I like Ye's syntax a little better. It's almost identical to Paru, but it's just enough to bother me. Let me think. Okay. I think the installed AUR packages are causing problems. So, what we're going to do is list AUR installed packages. Everything's in hack now. My whole system font's in hack. Oh, gosh. QM. Okay, sudo. Oop. Sudo. Oh, actually, I think we can just do a yay R. And what we're gonna do is get rid of this. Get rid of this. Yes. We're going to get rid of both those packages from the AUR. And now, let's do a sudo... I think we can just do a FC cache reset. I don't think you need sudo per se. And then if we do a list, Fira, user fonts. So now all the Fira should be coming from directly from the fonts directory. I feel like that would be better. And let's just reload everything just to make sure. All right, let's reboot. I've done enough damage. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so we tried it from GitHub. We tried it directly download from the website using a zip file. We unlocked. We've done through the AUR. We've done, yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah, we were using TTF Fira code from the Arch repos. I think. Were we? Wait. Is that TTF Fira code? That's AUR, isn't it? So everything's in hack font. That kills me. I got rid of so many fonts. It can only display fonts in hack. Oh, Fira. Yeah. All right. So these are all the AUR. I just wanted to make sure I didn't grab it from the AUR. So let's do a sudo pacman s ttf Fira code. What? Why is that space all weird? Huh. Might have deleted too many system fonts. Is that? Oh, jeez. If that was it. No, that wasn't it. Wait. I forgot to do FC cache EF. All my spacing's jacked. All right. Maybe that'll do it. Ah, no. Maybe. All my eyes look weird. I don't know why. What are you doing? This is so jank right now. I have totally... This is going to be an reinstall for sure. Alright, .config. Launch. That's every font. Every font's loaded correctly. It's assigned to the proper library. It's there. Like, I got nothing. It can't look better than that. Everything matches. Well, I see the chat. Fira Sans. Is that even a font I have? Let's see. I don't even think Fira Sans is in my library. Yeah, I only got Fira code. All right, let's look at FC list. That's what we're looking at. There's no Fire of Sands anywhere in there, man. That's a bridge to nowhere. Yeah, we did fire code NF, I think. If we do grep, because it should grab. We want the regular fire code, which it is grabbing. I mean, we can try that, but I'm just saying it is grabbing the proper font. So I don't think that's going to do it. So, like, look. So you're saying, I'll try this just to show you it doesn't work, because that's not actually a proper font family. So let's say we do a comma and then launch. You'll see on the output here, right here is what it's going to grab. So it's actually grabbing the Fire Code regular nerd font complete monos Windows compatible OTF. And you can see it actually messed up the fonts to where it doesn't even match. It did grab a different font. It just didn't grab the right one. So I think this whole thing needs to be redone. And I'm probably going to wipe this out, start from scratch again, and then go from there. I think, one, I deleted too many system fonts. Oh well, fun, but I just, yeah. So yeah, like Polybar, I want to simplify this. What I did was I took a GitHub project called the Genome project, which is where most of the aesthetics of this layout come from, and then I modified it for Debian. However, the Genome project, you'll find many artists, and this is true in IT in general, many artists are just not very good with code and making things clean. And he did a fantastic job designing it, but he used so many different mishmash of fonts trying to get the exact font or the variant of the exact font that he used to make sure everything matches up is a bit of an undertaking, as we saw here this last hour or so as I was banging my head against the wall. And a lot of that is just figuring out what works, what doesn't, but I think a lot of it means I need to probably rip out a lot of those fonts that he put in there and then figure out the bare minimum for each one and then try and reduce the font family and just the overhead, and then also simplify the install process as well. I think grabbing that TTF Fire Code font, I should have done that first, and then trying to stick with just the base repos without jumping in the AUR is when the problem with the AUR and Arch is you just never know what you're going to get, especially in the fonts. It could be a version of Fire Code or whatever font family from 3 years back, but he might have used something from 2 years, and then it offsets whatever I'm looking at to something that's not right. So that's the gist of the problem, but I think we'll wipe it out, start from scratch again, and then I'll probably reinstall most of my fonts, and yeah, that's just kind of how it goes when you're designing your own interface to work on. But it's fun. It's a kind of, you got to see the frustration of it, but the joy of when it works is also immense, which we did not experience at all today. But fun. I still love the tinkering of it, but yeah. But yes, the TTF Fire Code gives the Fire Code font, and I think that was the proper font, Kent. So thank you, or whoever else mentioned it up in chat. That was the official a fire code font from Pac-Man, which is in the Arch repository, not the AUR, which is good. That's the official repository and what we should be using, and it looked like it matched up. It's just not grabbing the icons, and I think we'll just redo the icons and then get them from the proper source. I think grabbing directly from Nerd Fonts and just getting rid of Fonts Awesome altogether, I think would be probably wise, and then just cleaning up some of how it was designed to be a little bit more streamlined, so it'll be very easy to replicate in other people's systems. Obviously, I'm having a problem replicating it, and I know if I'm having a problem, it's going to be even worse for many other users out there. But very good live stream content. You get to see a little bit of everything, and that's kind of what I love to do on the live streams. It's less about, hey, making everything look exactly right and making a perfect 10-minute YouTube video, but more about the exploration of a lot of this stuff. And you get to see some of the frustrations too. A lot of times when you're watching YouTube, those little 10-minute videos just don't do it justice. A lot of times I might put 40 hours into a video and you get to see a 5-10 minute snippet of that, and you don't get to see the fun back end like you do with the live stream. So that's why I love it. But thanks guys for coming out. It was great chatting with everybody. Thanks for everybody helping in chat, trying different stuff. It's always a fun experience, even though I know it sometimes probably is frustrating from you on the other end when you can't just be like, it's this to fix it, or hey, try this, and it takes me a little bit to see it. But thanks for hanging in there. It's always a blast. So thanks all. I'll see y'all next Friday. Next Friday's stream, I am going to pull in somebody. I'm just trying to organize everything and get another professional in here, hopefully from the Kubuntu team, I think it is. And yeah, should be a fun little stream. We'll have a little chat, and you guys will be able to kind of eavesdrop on that. And I'll be reading chat too, probably during that. And that'll be fun. So switch up the live stream a little bit for next week and get a guest on. I think that'd be kind of cool. And yeah, it should be fun. So with that, guys, thanks for coming out today, and I'll see you in the next one.